Hari Om. Questions asked in the previous mantras by Arjuna are Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha. That was the first question, and the verse 55 is Bhagavan's answer to that. First of all, bhasha is normally understood by us as language. That is unfortunate English word which tries to explain the word bhasha. And since Sanskrit is very profound, not so much the language English, so it can't come close to the meaning of bhasha. Bhasha is a communication of state or status of a thing or a person. It is comprised of words, fine, but what it communicates is a state or status of a thing or an object or a person. That is why in Sanskrit, physician is called bhishaka. One who understands the symptom, that is bhasha, is bhishaka, and he gives bheshaja medicine. Bhasha, symptoms, signs and symptoms of a patient understood by bhishaja or bhishaka, who is a physician, and he gives a medicine called bheshaja. So sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha. What are the signs and symptoms of a samadhistha sthitaprajna? And the answer is prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanugatan. The most logical corollary of the first line is partha sarvan kaman manogatan. Kam is the culprit. But where does this kam reside? It does not reside in anything else but mind. So mind very well that the residence of the kama is mind, which means you need to work on the mind with the help of the mind, for the sake of minding the mind. If it originates in mind, then you must be separate from the mind to work on the mind. You can't be a part of the problem and then look for a solution. To devise a solution, you have to be away from the problem. To control the mind and observe the mind, you have to be out of the mind, and you are out of mind because you are not mind. Mind well. So if you are going to work on the mind, why work on the mind? Because it is the originator of kaman, the desires of all kinds. What are kaman? Gurudeva Acharya hasn't spoken much about it, but Madhusudan Saraswati has spoken a lot about it, saying that kaman are nothing else but the vrittis of the mind. And as I stated earlier also, Patanjali Yoga Shastra or Sankhya Tattva Jnana reverberates throughout the Bhagavad Gita. So, a vritti of the mind, vrittaya panchataya klishta aklishta, pramana viparyaya vikalpa smriti nidraha. There are 5 types of vrittis we have, and these 5 types of vrittis are the reason for showing the effect. Cumulatively, they are called as kama, desire. Why are they called desire? Because they arise out of desire and create again desire. It is called as vritti samskara chakra. The word samsara, we all know that samsarati iti samsara, that which keeps on moving forward is samsara, but it is not used in a very casual language. The purport of that word is vritti and samskara. Every time I have a vritti, there is a samskara. This samskara leads to another vritti. This vritti leads to another samskara. Vritti samskara chakra. I take first glass of that alcohol because of insistence of my friends when I was young. I was completely against it. And it was so bitter that I decided never to touch it again. However, I kept on having it again and again. And then every sip that I took made me think that I must have it again. The very fact that enjoyment coming out of the vritti further fuels the fire. When you burn the wood, the glare and the glow and the warmth of the fire prompts you to put again fuel into the same wood, and the burning continues. So Partha Sarvan Kaman Manogatan Yada Prajahati, Jahati, Prajahati, slight difference. Sanskrit, profound language. Jahati, Hanyate, destroy. But something that is destroyed can be again coming up. Why? You cut a sapling, it will sprout again. Why? It is not derooted. A derooting, a confirmed thing that it will not come again, that is called Prakarshena Jahati Yad. Tad Prajahati. That is Prajahati. Forever uprooted. And when is this uprooting possible? Only when the highest and the best of the happiness is achieved. What is highest and the best happiness? Every happiness that we have in our world, our life, is a stupid kind of happiness because it gets surpassed by something else. The happiness of Toyota gets surpassed by Ferrari. The happiness of Ferrari, because all those rich people having a fantastic collection of Safari, they're still looking for something more collectible. They're called as collectibles. Human beings are the most stupid community on the earth because we collect the things and we even admire them as collectibles. Why? He has it, I don't have it, so he wants to have it. The one who has it feels that only he has, but still he wants to have something more. A race of stupid minds competing with each other to get more and more. Parigraha, parigraha, parigraha. Keep collecting, keep collecting. And what are you collecting? You are collecting sorrow after sorrow. Ferrari is a very big sorrow. Imagine a tribal person coming, and if you tell him that I want to give a Lamborghini, he will say, don't give me that, give me a glass of water. Why? He doesn't know Lamborghini. So it doesn't create any interest in his mind. The mind, there is no vritti for Lamborghini because he has never heard of it. There is no vritti sanskara. But we are upwardly mobile people. We come into the world. We come to the bigger cities. We come to the bigger people. We talk to the so-called stupid lunatic heroes in these films and all. And we say, what a life he has. That guy is already deep into the drug addiction because he's suffering from depression. For me, it is a matinee adult. Hopelessly stupid person following another helpless stupid person. This is unfortunately a kaifiyat, sad tragedy of our life. But the one who has realized it and completely cut asunder, that is Prajahati, what happens to him? Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. Again, profundity of Sanskrit. Atmani eva atmana. Why should that word be used? Atmani eva atmana. Why? There is a reason behind it. The tushtata is coming from the Atma to whom? There is no to whom. To the Atma itself. Why? When somebody is Vibhurvyapta Atma Swarupa, there is no Dvitiyam. That means the happiness is not coming from something else. There is only one thing is given to the one thing. Atmani eva Atma. Then how can one thing give to the same thing? Like I cannot give to myself. Can I transcend myself through my own body? My body itself is me. What does it mean? It means this sthai bhava of that state itself is bliss. Atmani eva. Then why not santushta? You think the Vyas Maharshi or was not having enough Sanskrit knowledge to use the word santushta? Why tushta? Again, profundity of Sanskrit language. Sammyakena tushtaha na iti. We are हम संतुष्ट होते हैं. क्यों? Samyak means in the given circumstances, some means samyak. Samyak means the best possible. That means there is a taratamya bhava, comparative. In Atmani, there is no comparison. It is niratishaya, beyond comparison. So tushtaha. Sir, please understand, Bhagavad Gita is not the choice of words just because somebody wanted to put here and there. No. Those mistakes happen in human brain. In divine will, there are no mistakes. Divine will, everything that is expressed is authentic to the precise point. Satushtaha. Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. That person is called sthita prajna. Prajna sthita ho gayi. Prajna means the maximum height that the intelligence can take. And it has become sthita. Sthita means no more efforts required, no more intellectual jugglery required to understand anything, because now it has reached a stage where sarvam vidnyato bhavati. Everything is known in this world. Because of this peculiarity of understanding in this shloka, each word shining with different kind of scintillating light of its meaning, Gurudev could not resist himself, because he was commenting on this, but while commenting itself, he was commending the language, because he understood it in much different level than perhaps we could, but could not resist writing it, that I can see the words as they stand dancing among the hosts of other blossoms in the gardens of Upanishad. This is called as Satvik Ananda. When you understand something at this level, an enormous amount of happiness starts brooding inside you, starts coming, taking over you. That is called Satvik Ananda because of Jnanam. Nahi Jnanam Sadrusham Pavitram. Pavitram, because of that Utkarsha happens inside the mind. That is the Utkarsha. Gurudev naturally got it while writing the commentary, so it flew like this. Though he's writing like this, is actually an experience which he experienced while writing the commentary. You can definitely smell the fragrance of what Gurudeva is going through. And that is why he says an intellect that is contaminated by ignorance becomes the breeding ground of desire. He's talking to nescience, avidya. In the case of Kaman and leaving the Kaman, Kathopanishad says, Yada sarve pramuchante kaman yassa rudishritaha atam martyo amruto bhavanti atra brahma samashrute. If the desire has left you, leaving of desire from yourself means what? Paravairagyam. Again coming back to Yoga Sutra and Sankhya philosophy. Paravairagya, aparavairagya. Moment you have paravairagya, purusha khyatim iti anubhavaha. You will get purusha khyati, meaning thereby atma darshanam. And that is why desire means a capacity of the mind to see ahead of itself for a scheme or pattern in which he who desires will probably be happier than at present. What a beautiful definition. Present and past is compared to contemplate the future, and there is a character in Hindi called Sheikh Chilli. It was actually a true character in Haryana, if one wants to read about it. If I do this, then that will happen. If that happens, then that will happen. Then that happens, that will happen. Then I will be happy. And that is what every day we are doing. ये बस बच्चों का देख लो, उसके बाद उनका एजुकेशन हो जाएगा, then this thing, and then a usual dream. I will be around 65, 70. There will be a beautiful bungalow. There will be going to be a nice swing outside, nice flowers everywhere. Then I will study Bhagavad Gita. This is called as a dreams of Sheikh Chilli. A stupid person dreaming, daydreaming. That is again a desire. No. The future has no business, because its foundation is in present. The foundation of future is in present. And the material for the foundation of the present comes from the past. And in order to understand this, Samadhista. Then ka bhasha is answered. Now, what is he eating? How is he sitting? Those questions are going to be answered. That is why 56th and a very critical mantra comes. Apparently very slippery. Dukkeshu anudvigamana. If there is dukkha, if your man is not udvigna out of it, and vigata spruha in case of sukheshu, in sukha, happiness, if it is vigata spruha, and if his vitaraga, bhaya, krodha, four afflictions are gone, then he is called sthitam. Apparently very simple. But we need to understand, anudvigna mana means what? Why is it that the sthita prajna becomes anudvigna? Why? He doesn't feel pain. Gurudeva, if he was taking burning coal in the hand, you mean his hands will not burn? Then what is the difference? There was a lot of cold there up there. Gurudeva did not feel the cold. He did feel the cold. Then what is the difference? I also felt cold. He also felt cold. What is the difference? Need to understand one thing, that the sorrow that you get, first of all, we need to understand and constantly be aware that it is because of sinful prarabdha, papa karma. So if I am in trouble, I am the sculptor of my trouble. Why? I have sculpted it in my previous lives. Sinful prarabdha gives rise to sorrow. Now, when this sorrow comes in front of us, there are two reactions possible. What I'm talking is from Madhusudan Saraswati's beautiful elaboration. We must focus on this point. When sorrow comes in front of us, the first thought is the sorrow is because of sinful prarabdha. We forget that and we say that, पता नहीं मेरे को क्यों हो गया, इतना करता हूँ भगवान का फिर भी मेरे साथ ही बात हो गई. I've been so loyal to God. I'm such a God-fearing person, and see, still I got this problem. Sir, you may be God-fearing, but the problem is not God-given. You brought it forward. Yesterday, when the balance sheet was finalized, it was carried forward. So you are seeing that balance there. So that means inability to stop the sorrow leads to anguish or udvignata. Sorrow comes like an avalanche and you feel low. I can't, I don't want it. I don't want it. Sir, there's no question of you wanting it. If the surgery is to be done, the pain of the scalpel has to be borne by you. You can't help it. Whatever you may do, dance, keep quiet, fight, cry, buckets of water, nothing is going to help. Why? Because sinful prarabdha gives to sorrow. Inability to stop sorrow is anguish, which is called as rajogunatmaka vritti. But the thing doesn't stop there. The drama continues. And what is the drama? Then we start saying, fie upon me. What a bad man I am. I must be very sinful. I am such a sinner. This is called remorse. Remorse is tamasa vritti. So rajogunatmak, tamogunatmak, remorse, tamas, and I don't want the sorrow, rajogunatmaka vritti. These two constitute the problem of an ordinary man, while sthita prajna doesn't have tamasa vritti. There is no remorse. Why? Remorse is a delusion. These are very bold statements. One needs to study Madhusudan Saraswati properly for that. Remorse, we say, oh, it's a good feeling, you're feeling repentant. Feeling repentant is a different thing. Even the sthita prajna doesn't feel repentant for a very simple reason, that he knows why sorrow has come. If you know why sorrow has come, where is the question of being repentant? The repentance comes to us simply because we don't want the effect, because we don't know the cause. A sthita prajna knows the cause, so he's not bothered about the effect. He knows if the mine is planted, it is bound to explode. He knows if the arrow is shot, it is bound to go and hit somewhere. He knows. That is why the rajogunatmak, tamogunatmak reaction turning into a vritti of mind as anguish or udvigna is absent in the sthita prajna, because he knows the cause and effect. So he lets the rajoguna happen, tamoguna is completely avoids, because he is into tushtata. If this is the case, then what happens in case of sukha? Sukham is a sattva gunatmaka vritti because of punya prarabdha that is done earlier. Now what happens? I get suddenly, all of a sudden, a 20,000 dirham from somebody when I didn't expect it also. It just comes and I say, very good, I'm very happy. If at all I feel little, that I'm not courteous to God, then I say, oh, it's because of the God I got. Heart of heart, I know that let God go to the hell, I've got 20,000 dirhams. Now the question is, when I get those 20,000 dirhams, I forget to understand that this is because of my punya karma it came. So I don't know whether I have further punya karma or not. It may go also, because Papa Prarabdha, if it comes, then 20,000 will go away. In that Karodpati, somebody got that highest 2 crores or whatever, and his interview came, he lost all the money because he was a poor fellow. He got 2 crores and he spent everywhere, and again he became a manual worker. What happened? Sukhatmaka prarabdha, dukhatmaka prarabdha. So in case of Sukhatmaka prarabdha, we say, I say, dobara ek visa, then another 20,000 will be nice. 200,000, all the better. This is called spruha. See, spruha means when you expect a good that has already happened to you to happen again and again, it is called spruha. You were shivering with cold and you were hungry, so somebody gave you a shawl. So you will, thank you so much, I'm feeling warm, but if you could give me little food also, spruha. If he gives you food, yeah, food is nice, but if you could just give me something sweet as a dessert, spruha. This spruha is expecting the effect, not the cause. If you want again the same dessert to eat, do punya karma. The Sthita Prajna is aware of the thing that why he's going to, Gurudeva, when he was, everybody clapped, what a beautiful speech Gurudeva gave. He knew very well it is a part of the punya karma done in the past, so he did not even look at it. And he did not expect it to happen again. Why? There was a seed that was sown earlier, the harvest came, so the harvest has been taken. So why bother about it? That is why in Mandukya Upanishada, which is given here in that Karika, Vitaraga Bhayakrodaihi Munibhi Veda Paradaihi Nirvikalpohi Ayam Drushtaha Prapancha Upasham Advaya. That is the reason why we must understand the very purport of these two mantras is a life-changing thing for us. And what is it? Any sorrow coming, first thing you tell your mind, don't waver. It's your own creation. Suffer. Why suffer? That is the only way to get out of this. Dirt has come on the body. What is the only way? Cleaning it up. So sorrow has, you have done papa karma, you will get sorrow, suffer from it. And while suffering, say that because of papa karma, it happened. Steady. Be in steady state. Suppose suddenly you get something good to you. Don't move. Because of the punya karma, it has come. Oh, somebody came and said, oh, how nicely you speak. You have got such a beautiful knowledge. You have so much knowledge you have. I can, how much you have studied. You are so intelligent, sir. Please don't move. Don't get carried away. Because of punya karma, you said, Vacho vibhante nikhila yad anugrahena. It is his anugraha. So what is there in the food today? Oh, it is Rikhandam. Very good. Eat. What is there in the food today? Today there is salt is not there in the vegetable. Okay. Prarabdham. I've got a lot of money. I want to enjoy myself. No, sir, you got diabetes. You can't eat sweet. Why? Prarabdham. This is the very important message of these two. Sthita Prajna always follows these two because of a vritti called Badhit Anuvritti, which will be explained in the further shlokas. Hari Om.